Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching this episode of The Read Option. If you've learned anything about football or books from us whatsoever, please make sure to
like, subscribe, and follow.
comment and do all those things. All right, enjoy the rest of the episode.
I forgot what I was supposed to say.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Read Option. I'm Wyatt. That's Jenna. Presented by Good Time Media. Week 5 of the NFL season is in the books, and today we're talking about, I'm going to get it right the first time, Turtles All the Way Down, right? Now, for some reason, that title is messing with me, and I haven't been able to, people ask me what it is, I can't think about it. So, Turtles All the Way Down. We watched the movie. You've read the book. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Why do you feel like I feel like you're quiet.
I'm nervous being back in the studio.
Okay. Well, welcome back. Let's do top 5s first.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Would you like to go first?
No, you can.
Okay. Mine's a pretty light list.
Okay.
It is top 5 literary words that are fun to say / use.
Literary words. I feel like my microphone's not very loud.
Mine's a little louder.
I'll just talk loud.
Okay. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Number 5. It's a fun word not to say, but fun to use. It's satire. It's basically just doing bits. It's all satire is. It's just a bunch of bits, which I enjoy. It's like basically just using comedy. You know what satire is, to highlight a bigger issue. Love satire. Love doing bits. Number 4. I have, another favorite of mine. Hyperbole, also known as hyperbole.
No.
Everyone knows what it is.
Hyperbole.
I'd say this every single time, and you think I'm serious.
How often do we have a discussion about the word hyperbole?
Way too much. We already have on this show, and this is only episode 6. This is the second time we've talked about this.
Okay. I don't remember, though.
Okay.
Do people actually say that?
No, I just say it jokingly, and then people, you take it seriously.
Okay.
Number 3, assonance. You know what assonance is?
Like asinine?
Not asinine. Not asinine. Assonance. Like dissonance.
Nope.
It's okay. You didn't pay attention in lit?
Apparently not.
It's the repeating of vowel sounds. So I wrote down some examples because I figured we would get to this point where you didn't know what I was talking about. Like Great Lakes.
Oh.
Or hopscotch. Like it repeats the middle vowel sound.
Yep.
Number 2, euphemism.
Mm-hmm.
Fun to say and fun to use. Some examples, like you're basically using a milder, softer phrase to say something that's either more harsh or uncomfortable. So like, I'm going to let you go rather than fire you.
Okay.
It's a euphemism. It's like a softer blow.
I did not realize that's what that meant.
A lot of people think of them as sexual euphemisms. That's where people go for the most part, but euphemisms are used. Basically, I also wrote down the entire song All About That Bass by Meghan Trainor is just a euphemism. Of the sexual kind.
Yeah, I'm just listening to it in my head.
We want to listen to it right now?
No.
Okay, we can. All right. And then number 1, you know where I'm going to go here. It's onomatopoeia.
Oh.
Couldn't spell it for the life of me, but it's fun to say. It really is.
That's a good one.
That's my list.
Okay.
All you.
My turn. I'm struggling with these football top 5s because I don't want it to be based off of stats.
Okay.
You know, I want it to be opinion because that's the fun part of a top 5.
But you need to know the stats a little bit to form some opinion.
How does one actually research that and that's
true.
That's a lot for a beginner.
Asking a lot of you. You're
yes. Right. So I went with top 5 logos.
Ooh.
NFL logos.
This will be fun.
This one was tricky, and I think you're going to be kind of shocked by my choices.
Okay.
Number 5, I have the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
It's a good one.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. I like the dolphin. It's cute.
Yeah.
You know.
Cute dolphins.
Cute dolphin. Number 6. Why does that say 6? Number 4 is the Tennessee Titans. I like the colors.
Yeah.
I like the flame, so I mostly chose like basic ones. I was finding I liked the more basic
Gotcha.
logos. Number 3, I have the Cincinnati Bengals.
This one, I don't get that.
Why?
It's just a big B.
Yeah, with like
The
the
tiger
tiger.
stripes.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
It's simple. It's cool.
All right.
I wasn't gonna go for like the Raiders. Their logo's
That's
horrible.
Oh, the Raiders. That's a classic logo, though. That's football. You see the Raiders logo. That's football.
Okay. Well, I'm not a football girl.
Yet.
Number 2, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's a cool looking Jaguar.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't disagree with
That's
that.
pretty
I like
cool.
their colors. I do.
I like
Some
their
people
colors.
hate them.
Okay, so originally when I made the list, I was gonna do top 5
Team
NFL
colors.
team colors, but it just became too difficult because so many of them are so similar.
Like the Chargers have great colors. The light blue and gold. Fun
Isn't that
fact,
just like the Rams too?
Rams, no, they're darker blue. Fun fact, I use the exact same colors scheme as the Cardinals when I originally designed the Good Time logo. I use the exact like color palette because I
Like
really
the
like.
Pantone colors?
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. I use that.
Okay, and finally, my number 1 is the Dallas Cowboys. I just couldn't get past the star. I really love the star.
I didn't love that.
The merch has to be really cool. Their helmets are cool. I like their colors. It's basic.
Okay.
I just like
I
it.
don't
I think it's aesthetically pleasing.
I would have put, well, you're going to think I'm biased, but the Vikings objectively have a great logo.
I do think you're biased. I purposefully left out the Colts, the Packers, and the Vikings.
Well, Packers logo is, again, I'm biased, but awful. It's awful. Bottom 5.
Oh my gosh.
Terrible. I'm trying to think other logos you're missing.
Okay, the Cleveland Browns logo is horrible.
Yes, we can agree on
Horrible.
that. That's very bad.
So bad.
What about no, I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad list. The Cowboys 1 at 1 doesn't sit right with me, but it's all right.
Well,
All right.
that's why it's opinion based.
Let's get into some book talk. First things first, I got a notification about 30 minutes ago that you might be interested in. I don't know if you've read this book, but we know this woman, Colleen Hoover.
Yeah.
Her book, a book of hers is being made into a movie.
Yeah.
It's in the works at Universal Pictures, set to release in theaters before Valentine's Day 2026.
Oh, geez.
So a little over a year. Do you know what book it is? Any guesses? Is it if you had to pick one Colleen Hoover book?
Oh gosh.
That you would want to be made into a movie, what are you picking?
Reminders of Him.
That's the one.
Is it really?
That's the one. Yep. Reminders of Him.
You're kidding.
Not kidding. Wrote it down. Guy saw the tweet.
Wow.
Coming to theaters in 16 months.
That's really interesting knowing the content of that book. That'll be interesting.
Ooh, wait. Tell more. Like a little bit more. Go one step further, but not too.
This girl is with a boy and she gets pregnant. I think she gets pregnant.
Okay, maybe.
No. Like that's the beginning.
Okay.
I can't share much more.
Okay, but in terms of.
It's just a really sensitive.
Okay, in terms of sensitivity compared to worse or less than.
I would say less than, but just different.
Very different.
Yeah, like people are kind of like, ugh.
Oh, just kind of like.
With the dynamic.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, something to keep an eye. We might have to read that book before it comes out in theaters.
Okay.
We'll add that to the list. Speaking of, you guys are voting, and as we record this, currently voting on what book we're going to read next. It's either going to be People We Meet on Vacation, Emily Henry book, or Shoe Dog, the Phil Knight memoir. Which either one, I'm honestly like two very different choices. They were both my choices, so shout out me. I know the voice of the people, but I think I'm fine with either one. So I'm excited.
I think if you get The People We Meet on Vacation, you're gonna be like, kill me.
You think? Why do you not think I'm gonna like it?
Because that's like one of my books. Like that's what I normally read.
Why don't you think I'm gonna like that?
I don't know. I just think you're gonna be bored.
Okay, we'll find out.
Okay.
But exciting news for Colleen Hoover. Just more movies.
Yeah, I'm not
Just
surprised.
churning them out.
I'm really
Do
not
you think
surprised.
she writes it knowing like this is gonna be a movie?
No. No, because she had been putting out books for so long before they even became like super popular.
What was her first? What are some other ones of hers that I know? Because I've heard her before. It Ends With Us. Maybe I haven't.
I don't know why you would have.
I thought I did. Now I'm interested. Colleen.
I mean, just because she's like on TikTok.
I feel like I've heard of her other. Yeah, maybe I haven't. There's no way was. Yeah, none of these look familiar. I swore I'd heard her name before.
Like Verity, maybe. Ugly Love.
I think I've just seen the covers because she's very consistent
She is.
with her cover work.
Yeah, she is.
So that's probably what I'm thinking of. But yeah, she's getting another movie. So good for her. All right, the book / movie we're talking about today, not a Colleen Hoover book.
Nope.
John Green.
Yep.
Who cameos in this movie.
Yes, he
I
does in
noticed.
all of his movies.
Was he in?
Fault in Our Stars.
Oh,
That
didn't know
might
that.
be the only.
Good for him.
No, Paper Towns.
Never seen that.
Oh.
But anyways, it's very much centric to our lives. It's based in Indiana.
Yes, John Green is from Indiana, and all of his.
He lives in Fishers, which is.
I have actually ran into him at Target one time.
No, you didn't.
I swear I've told you this story.
Wait, no, you didn't.
I haven't told you this?
No.
Okay, so this was like at the time when I was probably in like 8th grade.
Okay.
And I was reading his books because that's kind of the age range for
Yeah.
John Green. It's like a younger crowd. And it was right when The Fault in Our Stars was like about to come out. And I ran into him at Target. And you could tell like he knew that I knew who he was, but I felt uncomfortable saying anything, so I didn't. But 100%, yeah.
Why didn't you say anything? I thought this story was
Because
gonna be way better.
I just get the vibe that he's the kind of guy that like he likes to stay low key.
Yeah, but
and I mean he is just an author, so it's not like he's an A-list celebrity.
I think there's a low key way to handle it. You can be like, "Hey, I love your books."
Yeah, I was with my mom and I was like, "Mom, that's John Green."
Well, John, that's gonna be the end goal for the show. Eventually, he's gonna come on. He lives in our backyard.
That's true.
So we'll come
I
to
literally
you, John.
went to the Lucky Bones thing one year for my birthday.
I don't know what that is.
From The Fault in Our Stars. They go to the Lucky Bones at. Never mind.
Wait, that's based in Indiana too?
Yes.
Are all his books based in Indiana?
I don't think Paper Towns is, but they might start in Indiana. That one they kind of travel.
Is that bridge that they go to at the end in Indiana like a real place?
It's downtown Indianapolis, I think. It's just like an overpass, like a bridge, yeah. I don't know because I don't think The Fault in Our Stars was actually shot here.
Was this shot here?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say. I'm not sure if it was or not.
I was trying to figure that out, honestly, the few of the back. It also felt like, I could be way off on this, it felt like a COVID movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if that lines up with the development
Yeah,
of it.
because there's not a lot of
like big crowd scenes. They have the
That's
lunch.
true.
They do the lunch, but it looks like that was all filmed in one day.
Mhm.
Like all the lunch scenes.
Mhm.
Everything else is like 2 people, maybe 3 people, pretty spread out, open sets, like
Yeah,
felt
that's
like a
true.
COVID movie. Overall though, I enjoyed it. I have not read the book.
Mhm.
What am I missing by not reading the book?
You're not missing much. Most of the books by John Green that are turned into movies follow it pretty perfectly.
Okay. I'm sure it goes into a lot more detail with what's going on in what's her name?
Yeah.
What's her name? Aza?
Yep.
What's going on in her head, and I think they do a decent job of portraying it visually, but I'm sure there's a ton more descriptors.
For sure.
So she officially just has OCD?
OCD and anxiety, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you rarely see, it's something you don't see depicted in movies, like ever.
Especially like a PG-13, like kind of targeted as a young adult movie, I feel like.
Yeah. And I think they handle it very well by and I'm sure this was John Green's intention, but having a very like normal, conventionally attractive person, and then also dealing with this where
Yeah.
it's not just the ugly side of this OCD thing. It's I don't know. I think that it was very good. Which, by the way, my list from last week, top 5 people I would go on a date with, I'm putting this girl on the
You're
list.
putting
I didn't read the
Asa on the
book, so I
list?
can't really do that.
I almost brought it for you today now that you have more time, but I didn't know
Maybe.
if you'd care to read it.
Not after I've seen the movie,
Okay.
but that actress, I'm in love with.
Yeah, have you ever seen the movie
Beautiful.
Instant Family?
Yes, she's yep.
the oldest girl in that. Yeah, that was my first time watching the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I hadn't seen it before, and I really enjoyed it. Part of me was like wanted more of the romance story.
Yeah.
But then I realized that's not what the purpose of it was. So I had to get over myself with that.
There were a lot of the one thing I didn't like about the movie. Well, there's got to be a car crash in every young adult movie. There's always some car crash when they don't have like when you're making a movie, they're like there needs to be one pivotal moment, and for some reason, authors just like car crash. They try to do anything else, but no, they always go back to the car crash. So I didn't love that was like a huge part of the movie. It just felt like unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's like we get it. Main character gets mad, gets distracted, is yelling, all the emotions are coming out, car crash.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It happens way too much. But the second thing I didn't like, the very ending of the movie is so it's just this monologue from her friend Daisy.
Oh, I know.
It was just so like clear cut. I feel like she took it right out of the book and like read a full paragraph of the book.
Yeah.
And it just didn't fit the whole vibe of
I
the
agree.
movie. I was like, okay, you're just like
I think
prophesizing
it
here.
fits a book, like a novel when you're
Yes.
reading it, but putting that on this, yeah.
It was like you're gonna.
It was a little
this
boring.
montage of her life, like you're gonna find love, and it's not gonna be easy. But you're gonna rebuild. It's like, okay, like yeah, we get it. You showed us that. Question for you though: how are John Green's movies usually received? Well,
Yeah.
by his readers.
Okay, so there's just like a varying degree of popularity with them, I'd say, because Fault in Our Stars was the first one,
Massive,
and that was huge. It was in theaters. And that was kind of before the time when streaming services would pick up movies like that and make them. You know, it was like a big production. So then I think Paper Towns was next, and I don't think that went to theaters. I think it was on like Prime Video or something. So obviously it's not going to be as popular just because not as many people are going to see it. I don't think it's not made as big of a deal.
Yeah.
And then Turtles All the Way Down's like semi new.
This year.
I mean, this year?
It said 2024.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. So yeah, that's new, and that's just on Max.
Yeah.
HBO Max. So
well, I think it's less of a risk for not to get like too technical with it, but if you're gonna pick up these IP, like all movie producers, it's like how do I have the highest floor possible for my movie? And if you get an IP that's already done well, so like a book that's already proven to be a good story, that raises the floor a little bit. The ceiling's not as high, but just put it on a streaming service, not a huge budget. Just make it, people will watch this, whether it's good or not.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like the audience is already built in, and that audience doesn't care if it's like the best movie ever.
Yes.
If that makes
like
sense.
Production-wise,
It doesn't have to be this huge, like thought out cinematic experience. It's just do the story right.
Right.
Which is a low budget idea. Like you can do a story right with a very low budget. So I think that's why you see more and more of those. What was like the first? Because I feel like it's
Nicholas
fairly
Sparks.
new.
They've been doing Nicholas Sparks books forever.
Have they?
Oh my gosh. The Best of Me, The Last Song.
Last Song, I know.
There's probably 15 of those.
But that's a fairly new, in the grand scheme of things, a fairly new like genre of movies, right? Like turning young adult books into movies. Because I'm trying to think, before like 2000, they didn't really do that. And I think it's because of like streaming services and smaller.
Probably.
which that's a huge. I don't want to go into a big movie rant, but that's a big complaint in the movie industry is like there's not enough small mid-budget movies because production companies won't sign on because they're like, why would I make this small budget movie when I can make Iron Man 7?
Yeah.
So
The first Nicholas Sparks movie that came out was in 1999.
oh,
And
but
they've
wait,
been
book or movie?
consistent. That's the book that became a movie.
Okay. So yeah, but fairly because I don't think they were doing which I don't. Were there young adult books in like the 80s?
I have
Like,
no
why can't I
idea.
process that? I feel like it's such a new concept. It's definitely not.
I wouldn't even. These aren't really young adult.
Yeah, what'd you categorize it as?
Romance,
Okay.
mostly.
Like, were there
Dramas.
just casual reading in like the 40s and 50s? Like, I can't process that.
I have no idea. But then I'm
This
thinking of
sounds
it
so
from
dumb.
like production too. Like who's mass printing
Yeah.
these books that are being delivered? Like
All they had was dictionaries
where are
and
you getting
almanacs
them?
in the Bible.
The grocery? Like where would you buy these books?
This is one of those conversations where, like, as we're having it, I'm like, this
is stupid.
this could be very insightful or the dumbest thing we've
Very
ever
naive.
talked about. Yeah, super naive.
Very
just
naive.
like we're dumb. But
yeah,
that's not
we'll
for
research
us.
later.
That's not for us to decide.
Yeah.
All right. Where do we want to go with this story? What did you think of? I'm trying to think. When did you read the book?
Oh gosh.
Long time ago?
Yeah, probably.
And is it something that's kind of stuck with you, or you're like, I forgot about
I
this?
just love John Green.
Okay.
I think he's super cool. His brother's the one that does the science videos. And he does now too, I think. They both do some sort of videos on YouTube, I believe. But I just think they're really cool. I think John Green's cool. I think it's cool he's from Indiana. The Fault in Our Stars was like huge for me growing up.
Yeah.
So I just enjoy him as an author.
I like the whole philosophical storyline that they kind of went on with the professor.
Yeah.
And
he does that in a lot of his books. Like he gets very deep.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he wrote
on I don't know.
He just dropped some casual bars. And I'm assuming some of the most impactful lines are just straight from the book. First of all, these are my notes throughout. There's only like 6 of them. Put Aza as a sick name. Ripping Applebee's in Indiana is super relatable. That's another reason why I want to take her on a date. She loves Applebee's and Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Done. Where did I say? Oh yeah.
Should have been
I said I was
Chili's.
actually learn things about Indiana.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Didn't expect that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the quotes, no one ever says goodbye unless they want to see you again.
Oh yeah.
Bars.
Oh, I just had to understand that for a second.
No one says goodbye unless they want to see you again. It's bar. Just casually, like 30 minutes in the film. I hate when they do that.
No, that's at the end of the movie.
It's
when
not.
Yes, it is.
They say it early. They say early. It's a callback. They say it at the end of the movie, but they say it the first time like 30 minutes.
Okay, well, I didn't catch it the first time.
Pay attention. Also, one thing they did very well in this movie that I appreciate is I think they handled texting in the movie very well, which movies
that can get cringy
historically
sometimes.
are terrible at representing texting, and it's always a question for modern movies because a lot of the 99% of the problems that happened in films from like the 80s and 90s could have been solved if all the characters had cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so now we do have cell phones. It's part of everyday life. How do you show that on screen?
Yeah.
It actually did it very well. So I applaud it for that. That's my thoughts there.
Okay.
All right. Anything else about the movie or the story you want to talk about?
No, but I do recommend it.
I would too. If you haven't.
I think I appreciated the message of it too, and I think it portrayed OCD
very well.
Not that I don't have it, so I don't know if I can speak on it.
It made it so relatable.
It made me understand.
And I think I joked about not wanting to read it now, but I honestly think reading the story would.
Okay, so also
good.
I think the book goes more in depth about the billionaires, like the guy that goes missing.
Oh yeah, that was very glossed over.
It was, and I understand why, because they wanted her story to be like the main event, but Yeah.
They're
I
like, oh,
think
by
it
the way,
goes
his
into it
dad's missing.
a
And then
lot more.
for 80% of the middle chunk of the film,
You just
they
like
just don't
forget.
bring it up.
Yeah.
And at the very end, they're like, oh, wait, there's the dead dad's jacket.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, forgot.
Yeah.
That sucks. What did I know? Oh, that the main actor boy. He's from that show.
It's really helpful. Thank
Ginny
you.
and Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Hate him in that show.
Do you watch
It's
all
my
of it?
guilty pleasure.
Okay.
It's
I
like,
only watched the first season.
is there 2 seasons?
I have no idea.
Because I've watched definitely 2
You've
seasons.
watched
at
all of
least.
them.
If there's 3, probably will watch 3. I'll just go. Yeah, it'll be like usually mid-November to early December. I'm like, I need something to watch while I'm working. I'm like, oh, new season of Ginny and Georgia. So time to throw it. Something about it. I can't look away. It's not good, but it's fun and I enjoy it. But anyways,
Okay.
that's where I knew him from. Took me a second. But I would recommend it. I was rating for the show. I think I gave it a 78 out of 100. I grade movies on the grading scale, so it passed. Congrats. But yeah, you watch any NFL this week?
Yeah.
Takeaways. What'd you see? What'd you watch?
That's a lot.
Just give me anything.
That's a big question. What do you mean takeaways?
What did you watch?
I watched the Colts and I watched the Packers.
Okay. And
gosh, it was a whole day ago now.
yeah, it was yesterday.
I was impressed by the Colts coming back.
They did.
No, they didn't win, but they did put up a really good fight there at the end.
What'd you think of their quarterback?
Flacco?
Yeah.
He looked good.
Elite.
Alec Pierce also looked good.
Alec Pierce looked very good.
He did.
But now there's the question. We have Anthony Richardson sit on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be healthy next week.
Oh, that's just next week.
Yeah. What do we do?
I think they've got to give him a chance.
I agree. I mean, you invest so much into him already, and you can't invest in Joe Flacco, who's 39.
Yeah.
So, tough. But they kind of look decent.
Yeah, they didn't look terrible.
Tough
Not
for
at
the
all.
Colts. And then Packers played the Rams.
Packers played the Rams.
Did you see Jordan Love with one of the dumbest pick sixes of all time?
I did. Yes.
Bad.
He was just trying to throw it away and accidentally threw it into
he was trying to avoid the safety.
arms.
So if he would have fell down in the end zone and been down, it's 2 points for the team. So he's trying to get rid of it to avoid the safety, and then ended up making it worse by giving up a touchdown.
Yeah, that was awful. They didn't look great, to be honest. They started off kind of strong, but
a win's a win.
Yeah, but not when you do it like that.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. So my Vikings, we played over in London, and offense was blatantly bad. Very bad offensive performance. Credit to the Jets. They have one of the best defenses in the game. London, rainy, a lot of excuses. Win's a win. 5-0.
Yeah.
Going into the bye week.
Rodgers didn't look great.
He looked old.
He is old.
He is old, but
he threw a pick six there at the end,
even
didn't
when
he?
Brady was playing at 41, 42, he didn't look old.
Yeah.
Aaron just looks old.
Yeah.
Out there sometimes, and it's sad. I hope he does well, but not against us. And it's always nice beating him as a Vikings fan.
Oh, I'm sure.
It is nice beating Aaron Rodgers.
I think he just needs a little bit of a reality check.
He just needs to retire.
Exactly, and do something else with his life.
Well, that's the thing. His other things are
Drugs?
Potentially be vice president and then go to ayahuasca in a dark forest. So,
well,
I would play football too. If those were my 3 options,
that.
I would continue to be quarterback for the New York Jets.
What do you mean vice president?
He was almost RFK Jr.'s running mate.
Dear God.
Yeah. So that would have been fun to deal with.
That's interesting.
So as I said, the Vikings are heading into the bye week.
5-0.
What do you know about bye weeks?
They don't play.
Correct. So they're all spread out.
Bye.
Yep. Just like this. So the Vikings bye week is week 6.
Yeah.
Which I kind of wish. I don't know what.
How many weeks are there?
17.
Hmm.
So we have one of the earlier bye weeks.
Yeah.
I would almost want a later bye week if I was a player, I feel like.
Yeah.
But.
Or even just more middle.
Yeah. Week 8 or 9 would be perfect.
Yeah.
But you can't have a whole week with no football because then fans would not know what to do with themselves. There would be chaos in the streets. There would be chaos in the streets if there was no football for an entire week. So we have our bye weeks, and it's nice to be undefeated going into the bye week. it's better than not being undefeated.
I'm
Going into the bye
sure.
week, it's very fun. I don't know when the Colts bye week is. Couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Me
but
either.
There's been debates in the past about 2 bye weeks. So teams should add an extra game, make it 18, and have 2 bye weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on that?
Add an extra week.
So extra game, so make it like 18 games.
How does that ensure that every team will get another week?
Just add an extra game and add another bye week. So you'd technically be adding 2 extra weeks.
Oh. Sure, if they need it, but that's literally their job, so I don't know.
Fair. Okay. Well, we can move on from the bye week.
Why do you get a week off?
What you're on fall break right now. That's your bye week.
Yeah, I get paid like a year rather than $5 million a season.
$5 million is like the base salary.
There we go.
Literally. So, all right, valid point.
Not paying them $10 million to get a bye week.
So no bye weeks.
Okay, they can have one.
All right, so we're not going to
one break.
Not going to change the bye week system. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Other situations around the league. One we have not talked about enough is the Cleveland Browns.
Their terrible logo.
Their terrible logo, and do you know who their quarterback is?
No.
Deshaun Watson.
I've heard that.
Probably not for good things.
Oh.
He is I'll tell you the story about Deshaun. So he back in like 2016 to 2018, he was on the Houston Texans. One of the best quarterbacks in the league. Could run. So he won a national championship at Clemson. He was incredible talent. He was making plays all over the field. And then around 2019, 2020, like right before COVID or right after COVID hit, he was a free agent. And the Cleveland Browns decided we're going to move on from Baker Mayfield, who's now playing great with the Bucs. And then we're going to go give Deshaun Watson an absurd amount of money. Like a fully guaranteed 6 years, ton of money for this quarterback.
How much money?
That's a good question.
Like tens of millions?
Yeah, hundreds of millions.
What?
Deshaun Watson contract. 5-year, $230 million, fully guaranteed.
5 years?
5 years. And they are on year 3 of that,
I'm sorry. If I played in the NFL, I would do that contract and I would be done. For the rest of my life, I would never work again.
Oh, yeah. 100%. So he probably should because so what happened with him now, he gets that contract that summer.
Like ass.
Yes, but before that, so that summer, right after he signed the contract, stuff started to come out about him. Not a great person.
Stuff like what?
Multiple tens of alleged sexual assaults, sexual misconduct with masseuses, personal trainers.
Affiliated with the Browns or affiliated
some
with
personal, some like
Texans?
Individual, some with the Texans, and then not with the Browns because he wasn't there yet, and then like his personal trainers or stuff like that. So not great.
Terrible.
Not great. And then ever since that,
it's got to look really bad for the Browns too.
Yeah, and then he just sucks now. He's very bad at quarterback all of a sudden, which is crazy because he was once a top 5 quarterback in the league. And the only thing that changed is people found out he was a terrible person. So there's that. So now their backup, you've probably heard of Jameis Winston.
No.
Oh, you would love Jameis Winston.
Why would I love him?
He's just hilarious. Everyone loves Jameis Winston.
Okay.
He's just a fun, happy-go-lucky guy. I wish I could like pull up his best moments. He's a unique 1 out of 1 person. Like every person in the locker room loves him. The exact polar opposite of Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
We're like just good dude, funny guy, fun. He's reckless with the football. Like it's either a 50-yard touchdown or pick 6 every single play. He just airs it out. He was the last.
Really a good thing.
I think he was the last quarterback to have. I want to say it was 30-30 or 20-20, where it's like 20 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. So he was just, again, it's fun. for a little bit.
Unreliable.
A little unreliable, but way more fun than they're having with Deshaun Watson right now.
Okay.
So that's more quarterback controversy. That's basically NFL is quarterback controversies. Do I have my guy? Do I not have my guy? Is my guy sitting on the bench? Like a Purdue quarterback just got in this week because of a benching. Gardner Minshew got benched for the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell stepped in.
Aiden O'Connell was there when I was there.
Yeah. Did you have any classes with him?
I don't think he was taking elementary education classes.
He could have been. You never know. You never want to assume. Honestly, if you're an athlete and you're not going to show up to classes anyways, I would probably pick those classes.
It's true, I suppose.
Maybe. But yeah, so he stepped in. He might be the starter. Who knows there?
For what team?
The Raiders.
Hmm.
Las Vegas Raiders. And then, do you remember our Commanders quarterback? He was very, very good. He remained very, very good.
Nope.
Jaden
Smith.
Nope.
Wait, that's Will Smith's son.
That is, yep. It's very much Will Smith's son.
Jaden what?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
For the Washington.
For the Commanders.
He's a rookie. Number 2 overall pick.
Wow.
Very, very good. The number 1 overall pick is looking very good too. Caleb Williams. For division rival.
I don't know what that means.
The Bears. The Bears. I know he's good though. He looks good. It's scary. Our division's great, by the way.
Trevor Lawrence had a better week.
He did. Ever since we called him out for.
I was thinking about him.
Yep. We did the research. Not a father yet, but
correct.
Very pregnant.
I did the research while we were shooting that.
Did you?
Shooting.
Yeah. So he figured it out. Must have got some sleep.
I think he saw that video and he was like, they're on to me.
I got to get it together.
I got to get my head right.
I got to kick wifey out of the house so I can sleep.
Yep.
Kick pregnant wife to the curb so I can sleep some and win a football game.
Yep.
And be 1-4. Congrats, Trevor. Way to go.
Uh-huh. Did they play the Colts?
Yeah. Watch the game.
I know, but sometimes I just get confused.
Okay. Let's see what else. NFL. Oh, last night there was a weather delay. Sunday night football became Monday morning football. The game didn't start till 10 p.m. Didn't finish till like 2.
What?
Yeah.
Is that even allowed?
I mean, yeah, they have to play the game.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
Who played?
Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Where was the game?
Pittsburgh. So East Coast time.
Wow.
So finished around.
Do they not have a roof?
They do not. And it was rainy and stormy. It was basically a lightning delay for an hour and a half.
If they had a roof, would they have to follow a lightning delay? Maybe they should get a roof.
Because it's more for the fans than the players, I believe, because they're big metal bleachers.
Oh.
So probably not the best to sit in a lightning storm on.
That makes sense.
So that happened. Cowboys won on a late touchdown. And then, yeah, that's basically it. But they played on a Monday night. So, and then now we have another Monday night game tonight, which will already have ended by the time we put this out. But Chiefs-Saints.
Chiefs.
Think Chiefs win?
Chiefs. Honestly, I don't know. I think it might be a good matchup because you said the Saints have been really good this year.
They have been.
Other than the last game last week.
Yes.
So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to put them up next to the Super Bowl champs from last year.
Who are missing a receiver because he got hurt and maybe out for a long time. Rashee Rice.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, tough. All right, anything else NFL-wise before we wrap up?
I don't think so.
All right, perfect. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you guys next week. We will have a book picked out. So it's either going to be Shoe Dog or People We Met. People we meet on vacation. People we meet on vacation. It'll be one of those. We'll be reading that. And I think, what's our plan? Just read as much as we can in a week?
I think we need to agree on like a stopping point, though.
Yes.
Trying to get
at the same spot. So we'll try to read. I'll try to put on the. It doesn't matter. We'll read as much as we can, and we'll talk about that next week. So, yeah. See you guys next week. Peace.